Never did Wyatt Daycott think he would miss the dull trilling of the breeze across the hills of his home as much as he did the moment he sauntered down the worn path in its direction. It had been over a week that had inexplicably changed his life. Being a simple farm boy with little in the realm of aspirations, he had not quite worked out if the change was for the better. But certainly it would be far detached from his expectations. As he returned home, it was not to continue his life tending to his family's fields, but rather to say his goodbyes. A bittersweet farewell before he set off on his own unexpected anima adventure. Turning 18 had not been a huge deal for him. Most were excited to travel the land and prove themselves with their anima partners beside them. Yet for Wyatt, he did not think that this was his fate, not until he was told otherwise. It annoyed him, since he felt the expedition childish. However, it was a ritual that was the cornerstone of a reborn society. No matter if he had resigned to grow up without it, he had no choice. Her eyes had a naive determination about them, no doubt hyper-fixated on the challenge of her own anima. Adventure. Beside her, a Linexin, a bobcat-like anima with gray and reddish-brown fur, speckled in black dots. It was her equal in determination. Clearly, Master and Anima had been training together for some time. She was by no means from Wyatt's town. She seemed older, more seasoned in her adventure. Judging by the size of her anima, larger than those Linexin found in the wild, they had been persevering through many challenges along the road. It begged the question, where was his anima? Requiem loved to roam, which often left him a few hundred yards away from Wyatt. Though he was hardly concerned, it did make things inconvenient when he was needed. No doubt, as soon as he engaged this fellow trainer, who clearly desired a battle, Requiem would come to his side in a flash. "Hey, you!" Kid. The girl, with dark hair and sharp features, called out to him. She politely waved as she came towards him, Linexin at her side with a staunch march. Wyatt certainly no longer felt like a kid, even if he was younger than she. The past week and his new duty had aged his soul. Hardly did he twitch his eye as she approached him, coming just a few meters ahead before stopping along his path down the route. "I'm going to challenge you to," holding up his palm, a weary Wyatt sighed. "If it's all the same." Huh. She seemed surprised he would stop her from issuing the formal challenge. "If it's all the same, that's my home ahead there. It's been a long week, and I just prefer to get there." He slipped his hands in his pockets and tried to look humble. Her Linexin sniffed the air, hairs raising on its back as it growled, "Requiem." Must be near, stalking the opponent through the stalks of grain. But this girl seemed to be too thick-headed to sense it. "I take it since you're traveling on this route, and with how young you are a trainer. You got me. And by how green you look, you must be brand new to the anima adventure." Wyatt shook his head. He couldn't stop this train wreck from continuing. "Sure enough. Well, let me educate you then. It's against the rules of the Commission on Anima Programs to refuse an anima challenge on an official route." "Right again," he conceded with a groan. "Don't think you could fool me with your sob story about being home. I've been on my adventure for almost a year now, and I've been training hard for moments like this. Moments to prove my strength." Her eagerness to prove herself made her just seem smaller. Wyatt wished to not be a part of it, but he felt like she would be too bullheaded to let him go. "So don't think I'll be letting you off the hook. I need the money from this win." Wyatt contemplated just giving her the standard trainer victory fee and moving on. He was not hurting for money with his new gig, but she seemed to be in it for more than the money, despite her declaration of being broke. It was the sense of superiority. In his weariness, he felt annoyed at her motivation. A stray thought moved to end this battle swiftly to knock her down a few pegs. Need the money, huh? I hope that means you have the fee, Wyatt probed. Theft, whatever, you won't be winning today, noob. And on the off chance you do, well, we will figure something out. She waved her hand dismissively. Part of Wyatt's good conscience that contended with his new role in the world wished he could have warned her. She so eagerly walked into a life-changing trap, though opposing that line of thinking, this change could be good for her. But who is he kidding? She was living for this adventure, double quotes. No, Wyatt, don't let that in your head. Do your job and let them figure out the rest, he mumbled under his breath. Huh? If you are going to trash talk me, then say it loud enough for me to hear, noob. Nothing. Let's get this done. Do you even have an anima? She looked around at the empty path beside Wyatt. Amateur move, keeping it in your nest all the time makes them weaker. Amidst her goading, her own anima, however, knew what was out there. It arched its back and hissed loudly with the stiff breeze and scent in the air. Wordlessly, the invitation to battle beckoned forth a shadow amidst the grain. With a low growl trotting forth, something akin to hellspawn appeared before the unsuspecting trainer, whose eyes grew wide. Her anima, unsurprised, simply hissed and COWERED.requiem. Wyatt's Wistorian no canis came alongside him. He was a horse-sized, wolf-like anima, a dire wolf of legend in his own right. His dark black and violet fur bristled as he stood opposing. The gobstruck trainer, looking at both her and her anima with his beating yellow eyes. Wyatt had not yet gotten used to how large Requiem had become since their time at the medical institute. Whatever special boost they gave the Nokanis made him grow from the size of a dog to that of a terrifying monster. Even as his master, Wyatt was still astonished each time he appeared. Well, I bet then we should just begin, Wyatt coolly stated. Hands still in his pocket. You got more anima with you than that tabby cat? Nostrils flaring, she resented this surprise and the insult to her anima. The previously cocky trainer shook her head. Both trainers knew it was no contest. Well, just so happens I don't either. Good luck, I guess. Tensing up, the dark-haired girl whose confidence was slowly evaporating. She wordlessly ordered her anima to attack. Her face tensed, issuing commands to her Linexen through the mental link of her nest and the anima's genetically engineered mind. Despite its initial hesitation, it shot forth upon the order without question, just as it'd been designed to do. Humans, after all, had dominion over all of anima, especially those tied to them as their masters. Make it quick, Requiem. Wyatt took a step back as the Linexen charged. With surprising speed, Requiem matched it, pouncing on the small bobcat anima with its two front paws and pinning it to the ground. A shrill cry from the beast rang in their ears. No surprise existed on the weary Wyatt's face, simply disappointment. In the foolish endeavor this trainer set her anima upon. Helplessly, the Linexen cried out, stuck under the paws of the large wolf. But before regrets could be lodged, Requiem's teeth gripped its body and whipped the smaller beast back and forth in a hellish thrash. Snaps could only be heard as its bones were crushed under the momentum. The girl could only manage a squeal as she watched her precious partner being mauled by the proportionally more powerful opponent. How could you? You just started on this adventure. She held forth a charm necklace, her nest embedded within it she used to recall her Linexen. Technology at the Enema Clinic would rebuild its broken body to fight and train another. Day, such was the fate of Anima on this quest. But today, this trainer would have to cope with the crushing defeat and the death of her pride. Myself and Requiem are old friends. He patted his Nakani's fur. The once aggressive and menacing Anima was then panting and with a faint smile. Through their mental connection, Wyatt could feel Requiem's satisfaction with the victory. This is no way to start an adventure. Where is the challenge in starting in such a way? Where is the adventure? This is this is cheating, double quotes, ph, Wyatt looked at the evening sky, full of oranges, purples, and pinks from all around them. Truth be told, I never thought I was going on this adventure. I thought I would be here in Wickedsham forever. Then why? It's my job. Yep. Speaking of, I believe regulation states that you owe me the running trainer victory rate. I'm all out of money, I spent it all at that blasted diner and the game machine. Good old Mama Vita and her crook slot machine. That would be the first time he could say she had helped him. Well, then regulation says I am to designate alternative payment as penalty. Whatever, I don't have much. She crossed her arms and huffed. A single sound, a zipper, unexpectedly broke another expectation she had. Her eyes grew large, looking at Wyatt as he unsheathed himself at full staff. You're... She fell back on her rear, panting, hardly able to take a breath. Breathe, baby. Just say it. I loomed over her, the shadow of my member over her face. You're... breeder. Thanks for watching my content. Did you like it? Asterisk want more? Then follow me on my social media and premium channels, where I tell stories while masturbating. Asterisk so we can come to ter. Recuerda que estas son versiones nitrogen monoxide explícitas, sexears las versiones explícitas, las mayores versiones las más divertidas y excitantes, sígueme en mis canales. Don padres escucharlas al máximo sin restriction para que las disfrutes. You can donate on my social media. It would help me greatly improve the quality of my videos and help me continue to grow in this open and fun world. Many thanks to those who donate, and there are prizes for the top contributors.